rushing? Why you rushing also?
You, Judy, don't give me hard time, man. I'm going to the bank to get my cash because the bank was soon close.
You can use the ATM?
My ATM card expired ever since.
My man, you don't need ATM card. Just use the mobile app and generate an e-token. All you have to do is to just log on the app, you click on Express Cash. Then you select ATM. From there now you select Generate e-token. Then you select the account you want the money to come from. From there you select the currency that you want. If they're Liberian dollars or US dollars. Then you put in the amount that you want, whether $10 or $20, you put it in and you generate your e-token. It's simple, like 8 numbers that will come to you. When you get that number, just go to any ATM there. All you have to do is to just select the See Express Cash on the ATM now. The place where you're supposed to put your ATM pin, that way you pull that 8 number. Then it will ask you for the amount. That money where you generated, that money will come or the ATM will pay you.
So simple. Echo Banners for me again. Oh. I will always make use of the Express service big time. Echo Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
Liberia, it's time for a new a journey of power, performance, and reliability. CCAR Motors has rebranded. Welcome to the all-new CFA Mobility Liberia, your trusted provider of world-class vehicles, motorcycles, and trucks. With Toyota, experience, strength, innovation, and adventure like never before. Built for Liberia's toughest roads. You need power and performance? Mitsubishi delivers toughness, efficiency, and performance for every job. And for those who move fast and ride with style, Yamaha Motorcycle provides unbeatable speed, durability, and comfort. At CFA Mobility Liberia, we don't just sell vehicles, we provide expert servicing, genuine parts, and lifetime support to keep you moving. Visit us today and experience the new CFA Mobility Liberia. Same trusted quality, brand new experience.
Looking good is business. So why not switch up your wardrobe at Jolomel Clothing on Lynch and Kerry Street's intersection. Jolomel Fashion House, the first of its kind ever. Specialized in the newest and modern designs of proper suits for gents and ladies. Wedding dresses of different designs and style. Evening dresses for any event. At Jolomel Clothing, your style is in your hands. Check our casual men's sportswear tailored to suit your fashion sense. Matching suits for that new and lovely couple. African suits for any traditional wedding. We have fashion photo kits as well. Dress slipper for men for any proper suit. Jolomel Clothing, the fashion house that is full of style and a sense of glamour. Jolomel Clothing. Call 0777-644-644 or 0886-556-865 for any information. Jolomel Clothing, we make you a celebrity.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top-of-the-line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it. And soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high-definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old. designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. You can call them on 0886 834 944 or 0770 581 420. Home Sweet Home, for the love of a classy home.
Rushing. Why are you rushing to so?
You, Judy, don't give me hard time, man. I'm going to the bank to get my cash because the bank was so close.
You can use the ATM?
My ATM card expired ever since.
My man, you don't need ATM card. Just use the mobile app and generate an e-token. All you have to do is to just log on the app, you click on Express Cash. Then you select ATM. From there now you select Generate e-token. Then you select the account you want the money to come from. From there you select the currency that you want. If they're Liberian dollars or US dollars. Then you put in the amount that you want, whether $10 or $20, you put it in and you generate your e-token. It's simple, like 8 numbers that will come to you. When you get that number, just go to any ATM there. All you have to do is to just select the See Express Cash on the ATM now. The place where you're supposed to put your ATM pin, that way you pull that 8 number. Then it will ask you for the amount. That money where you generated, that money will come with the ATM will pay you.
So simple. Ego Benance for me again. Oh, I will always make use of the express service big time. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, my girl, Teta, I slam my card also.
The player I have vest. I go carry my uncle card also gonna garage. The go put where all inside it. The whole car engine spot.
And the same thing happening to me. I go buy one recycle or I put it in my keke. Says them my keke just smoking Jara Mandingo Koba.
So my people, you're not here about Sunoco American oil. They have oil for everything. Whether that pen, Tesla, dump truck, Caterpillar, motorbike, Jeep, keke. Their products include Sunoco auto transmission fluid. They have global and they also have CVT. Sunoco engine oil ultra synthetic blend 5W30 and 20. Sunoco 15W40 and C50 monograde for both gasoline and diesel. Sunoco 0W20 full synthetic engine oil. And our engine oil can even clean your engine set. Their oil can take you for 3 months, 4 months, and 12 months. They have long-lasting auto-light spark plugs. That one can take you up to 3 years, no wahala. They have now opened a sophisticated garage with well-trained mechanics for diagnostic testing and for electronic fault correction. They do all types of vehicle servicing. You want to change your oil, spray your car, weather your car, you want to fix the air condition.
So where is this place located here?
River Street, AB Turbo Road. For order, contact Marketers Inc. 0880-535-508 or 0777-677-633. Make your engine happy. Use Sunoco oil. Got to make the change.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top of the line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it. And soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old, designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. Or you can call them on 0886 834 944 or 0770 581 420. Home Sweet Home, for the love of a classy home. Attention, attention.
Just another morning here in the city of Monrovia. This is Newsnet. We want to say welcome to you wherever you are and following us. My name is Fatu Kamara. I'm here again alone. So we want to say good morning to you wherever you are and following the broadcast this morning. Are you there in Lofa? Are you there in Grand Bassa, Grand Jide, Margibi, Sino, Bapolu, Broming County? Wherever you are this morning and following the broadcast, thanks for joining. It's because of you that we are here. So, President Joseph Boakai is expected in Nimba County today. Our correspondent Franklin Dolokwi in Nimba is there to bring us up to speed with the reason for the president's visit there. And after that, we'll talk briefly about the report coming from Lofa County where a 20-year-old woman dumped her newborn baby in a swamp shortly after giving birth, and she stated that it's because of the harsh living condition. You know, you listen to our correspondent there talk about the living condition there. What are the citizens doing to sustain themselves? He talked about farming, how a lot of people there live on farming. So what's going on there in Lofa County? Our correspondent James Colley brought us that development. So we'll just talk a bit about it. But first we will take Franklin Dolokwi in Nimba County to bring us up to speed with what's happening there as it relates to the president's visit this morning to Nimba. So good morning if you're there. We just acknowledge some of those following the broadcast briefly, and then we can go to Franklin Dolokwi. So Prince Eric Cooper is watching. Prince, good morning. How is are you in Montserrat or are you in Bong? Where are you? Where are you watching me from this morning? Prince Eric Cooper is watching. The Mexico Moses Nonga is watching. He says good morning. Fatu Lasana Keita is also watching. Alexander Sami is watching from Carwell Benson Street. Benjamin Konabo is watching. Good morning. He says Benjamin Konabo following from Sierra Leone. Thank you for always following from there, Sierra Leone. Vani Dukle. He says good morning, Fatu. I'm Vani and I'm closely following from Johnson Street Community via Oscar Ziagbien is also watching. He says good morning. He says Fatu, I'm watching from Gompa City, Neba County. Thank you. Isaac Mensa Armstrong says good morning. He's watching. Casey Francis is watching. Leo Dolo is watching. He says good morning, Fatu. I'm watching from Logan Town. Thank you for the great job. Fanny Dukley. Okay, I've taken that. Boba Lomax is watching. He says good morning, OKFM. I'm following from Kolahun District, Lofa County. Kazi W. Kaipi is also watching from UL Main Campus. Jeremiah Fokba is watching. Lawrence Ines, Opionio Johnson. Jacob Moa Kwei is watching. Achis Scott is watching. Jacob, okay, we've taken that. Mohammed Gordon, good morning, son. You're also watching. Thanks for always following the broadcast. Governor Gales Bankwando is watching. He says he's following while on his way to work. So well, you always on your way. We need to check if that's true. You can be saying Governor Gales Bankwando. You always on your way to work just about this time. P. Esau Tali, he says he's watching from Johnson Street, Monrovia, Liberia. Honorable Jefferson T. is watching. Darlington Kelvin Sedaway is watching from Upper Carwell. Julie Pear is watching. He says good morning, Fatu. I'm watching from New Georgia Estate. Amara Sano is watching. He's watching from Lofa County. Perry Tuesday Boye is watching from Sino County. UJ David is watching from O Road. Dauda Sano watching from Bannersville Dryers Market. Tano Fokpa says good morning. I'm watching from 12th Street Cinco. Alex Maxwell is watching from Johnsonville. Arthur JP is watching. He says good morning. I'm watching from Massachusetts, USA. Migbe Oscar is watching from Johnsonville Township. P. Esau Tyler, good morning. And he's watching from Johnson Street, Monrovia. Nicholas Tokwa, Otello Jala, Maggie Kiazulu, Josh G. Saki, Victor Flomo, Oliver Chia, Kokulo S. Jones, Frederick Dasso. I'm doing this so that we can just run through some of the names. J. Amingo Grant is also watching. Frederick Dasso, we've taken that. Abraham Fambula is watching from St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town, Monrovia. Daniel Moba, Josh G. Saki Jr. Arvin Baumi is watching. Sawi Jlaka is watching from... Okay, he's watching with his siblings too. Frederick Dawson. Freeman Henry is watching. Musto is watching from Perry Street. Kokolo Jones, David Garner, Robert Ngone, Achi Topo, Evangelist Abraham Ducle Koha. He's watching from Marble Point. Tennyson Topo is watching. Lawrence Ines, Ernest Brooks, Abdullah Sofian is also watching, and lastly Poka J. Darlington is watching. Thanks to all of those following the broadcast. So shortly we are going to talk to our Nimba County correspondent Franklin Dolokui. He is there in Nimba. As a matter of fact, the president is expected there today. What is the reason for the president's visit? Our correspondent there in Nimba is going to bring us up to speed with that development, and we have him on the line this morning. Good morning, Franklin Dolokwi. Welcome to the OK Morning Watch.
Thank you very much, Fatu, Kamara. Good morning.
Okay, Franklin, the president is expected in Nimba County this morning. Tell us, what's the reason?
Well, like you rightly said, President Joseph Human Boaka and the Vice President Jeremiah Conde are due in Nimba, but they're going to pass through Kanta towards Sikipa, where they are going to delegate. There's a structured washing plan that was built by Aston Meta, 1.7 billion United States dollar project that was built by or constructed by Aston Meta. So the president of the Bureau of Library is due in the county shortly. So I've been informed that the city mayor of Ganta, Samuel C. Hart, where last night have a press briefing along with the superintendent. They said the chief and elder, including imbalance, as we speak, they are moving this morning towards Sokopa, the entrance of the county, where we're going to greet the president and honor the president. They are also extending gratitude to the president for this few-day program what they have for the UN seat. And again, he is coming in Nima, so Nimbalan look like to be a two-way or two celebration that will be engaging the president and the vice president. So even when the president entered, he's going to visit the farm of the vice president. From there, we move to Kanta. From Kanta, we go Senegal before we entering Ikipa to have this dedicatory ceremony.
Franklin, what's the atmosphere like this morning? You know, the people there are expecting the president. What do you see?
Well, I'm seeing the chief and elders in balance that he had here. Some of them are leaving their horses this morning to go on the main road. While some route to Sokopa, where the president is going to enter, where they're going to honor him before leaving Sokopa to Kanta and other part of the country.
So what time is the ceremony? I was told yesterday by the communications manager of Asela Mental that they're having a commissioning ceremony of the newly, let's say, renovated concentrator there. What time is the ceremony?
Well, went to between 10 and 11. Well, I believe the time will come from the president. If the president will arrive here, they will not commence with the program. So I'm sure they will go to wait when the president arrives before they can start with this ceremony.
Okay, frankly, thank you so much. We're waiting. As soon as the president gets there, we will get back to you so that he can give us information as it relates to what's happening there.
You're welcome, Fatu. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Franklin Dolokwi there, our Nimba County correspondent, just bringing us up to speed with the president's expected visit to Nimba County for the commissioning ceremony of ArcelorMittal's concentrator. We all listened yesterday to the communication manager, Winston Dayu, talk about the commissioning ceremony. So today's development now, we all listened to the news. I don't know how many of us, I'm not saying we all. So our correspondent in Lofa County reported this morning about a 20-year-old woman. I hope I can just find the clip so that we can listen to James Colley about that report. He reported that a 20-year-old woman, dumped her baby in a swamp because of the harsh living condition, and only because she feels like, she cannot cater to the child. So she thinks it's the best thing to do to dump the child in the swamp so that she can be free again and be able to move around, right? We listened to him, and I just thought to talk about this a bit because this is something that's it's like somebody said, this is almost like paracetamol. You take one in the morning, you take one in the evening. So the economic reality or the condition of Liberians, especially in rural areas, Most of the times I talk about it and just so the World Bank reported that poverty in rural Liberia is increasing. Is increasing on a daily basis. So even after 2 decades of relative peace, more than half of Liberia's population still lives in poverty, reflecting the scars of a devastating civil conflict and the Ebola crisis. Poverty measured at the official national poverty line increased from 54.1% in 2014 to 58.9% in 2016, driven by the Ebola crisis and the 2015 economic downturn. Liberia's gross domestic product per capita in 2021 ranked as one of the lowest in the world. Conflict, economic shocks, health crisis, and subsequent persistent economic contraction combined with high population growth have resulted in a low and stagnant GDP per capita. Due to poverty being much more pervasive in rural areas, the poorest areas concentrate on the country's interior. Most poor Liberians depend on agriculture for livelihood, but the agricultural sector has exhibited sluggish and stagnant growth. The pronounced transition in employment from agriculture to low productivity services in Liberia underscores the need to focus on skill development as a key strategy for poverty reduction. While the industrial sector has captured a larger share of output, its potential to reduce poverty also remains limited. A substantial, expanding, and low-skilled youth population confronts restricted opportunities beyond agriculture and low-skilled services. More than half of poor Liberians mostly depend on agriculture for their livelihoods, so its success is instrumental for sustainable poverty reduction. Rubber concessions contributed to exports and growth in the 1960s, but the benefits of these are not shared broadly across the population and can limit agricultural opportunities. A considerable portion of farming households focus on growing food, particularly rice, for themselves, with few engaging in cash crops. So I cannot just read the entire report from the World Bank about the poverty increasing in Liberia, but more than 80% poverty has increased in rural Liberia to more than 80%, and it is reducing in urban areas. That is the report from the World Bank. But the thing is, even what they're doing now to make a living, this issue with climate change is affecting them. I always reference this story I did recently about the Christmas celebration in Liberia. No Christmas cheer for Liberians living in poverty in Liberia. And you find out that those who have been involved into farming, because of excessive rains or mostly excessive sunshine, these people will have to shift to something else to feed themselves, to keep going until maybe the food is ready. And sometimes the yield is not even enough to help them cater to their families. So you see, now instead of people just focusing on agriculture, which is the means, almost the only means of making living in rural areas, they're now shifting to something else because of the challenges they're facing there. So now a lot of people will just have to look for something else to do. So the reason for these kind of things is because people do not have other ways to make a living. They are poor. they are poor. So when somebody cannot afford to even cater to themselves, a young girl, 20-year-old, woman who it's even difficult for her to get food to eat, is going to have another child 2 months. So even if you 1 month and easy, then you're going to have 2 months to feed. It's difficult. So let me just play the clip from our correspondent, James Colley from Lofa County, and then we will just continue to talk about it. It's not something strange. This is how most of the times we just talk about it, and people think that you want to talk because you get more to talk. It's not about it. But you go to rural Liberia and see the living condition there, of people living there, you'll be frustrated.
Happened day before yesterday. She's not in the police custody.
Okay.
Let me just correct that. The day before yesterday, a girl in her 20s identified as Seba called gave birth to a girl child in Maulustan, and by herself in the house. This is a farming season, so a lot of people went to the farm. She was alone in the town, was around the evening hour. She gave birth to a female child, and later placed the child in the tub, under the pretense of going to the creek to wash. And she went and discarded the child in the swamp, covered it up with dirt, with the hope that the child could die in the process. So as soon as she left, few minutes later, some other children went to that same direction to fishing, and later heard the child crying in the area. But the child was covered up, right? So they were confused, getting the voice of the child, but then they were not saying. But later they searched around and they discovered that there was a child, under the grass in the swamp. Okay. So they ran to the town and informed a midwife that also in town that they have discovered a child in the swamp. So she ran there, she took the child, and the neighbor was still there, the neighbor screamed. So she tried to manage somehow to get to the nearby clinic in Vizala, where medical workers they attend to the child, and later she informed the local authorities in the area about the situation, and they started to find out who may have placed this child in the swamp, and later discovered that she was the only pregnant woman there in her namo. So they engaged her, and later she admitted that yes, she did the act, to kill the child to avoid suffering. So the police were contacted, but they were advised to take her to the clinic for medical attention before doing any other further investigation. So she's currently undergoing treatment with the child at the Vizara clinic.
Okay, so we listened to Franklin Dolokwi, not Franklin, but James Colley there. So here's the report. At first I was mistaken. Here's the World Bank report that showed that poverty in rural Liberia is increasing on a daily basis. So here's the report. The World Bank has launched a new report titled Liberia Poverty Assessment 2023 Report Towards a More Inclusive Liberia. The report highlights that while 3 out of 10 people in Monrovia are living in poverty, the situation is significantly worse in rural Liberia, where 8 out of 10 individuals are affected by poverty. This stark disparity between urban and rural areas poses a significant challenge to poverty reduction efforts in Liberia. And the report describes Liberia as one of World Bank's poorest countries, having experienced a volatile growth trajectory marked by challenges or fragility. Despite possessing significant natural resources such as gold, iron ore, and plenty of land, Liberia's economic performance has been unstable. So, I cannot read the entire report, as I said from the beginning, but the government of Liberia needs to prioritize people living in rural Liberia. The thing is, these people, they live from farming. How do you help them? A lot of these people are just doing, farming just to, we call it a subsistence farming now, just to feed themselves. That's all. Because the yield they get from the farms nowadays is not even enough to think about selling it. How do we help them? One of the issues somebody raised once was even the people who are making bigger farms. Climate change is affecting the farms, the yield. So because of too much sunshine or too much, rainfall, they don't get so much yield as compared to before. So it hampers their living or their only means of living. So now a woman who used to make rice farm, to cater to her children, until the rice is ready to be harvested, she has to be feeding her children. Her children needs to go to school. So she will have to, to shift to something else. So I talked to a lady who talked about the farm. What I get from the farm is not even enough anymore. So I have to switch to, making coal. Right? So the coal sellers now increasing because somebody who is making rice farm and the rice is not producing as much as it used to help her feed her children, we have to switch to something else. Now you have too many coal sellers in a country. Right? So because that lady cannot have enough to cater to her children, and then additional more is going to be added, she thinks that I can't afford to feed this one. What can the government do to help these people? Create opportunities for these people, like skills training. If somebody is learning to braid hair or somebody is a plumber, that person can be doing their lathe farming and whatever they're getting there, and also doing their lathe plumbing work, and also doing their lathe braiding, but they don't even have access to skill training. I listened to somebody talking about the government only prioritizing Lofa in one entrepreneurship or opportunity that's happening in Lofa. I listened to the Ministry of Youth and Sports gave an overview of that opportunity and saying why is Lofa. It's not only Lofa. I think it has to cut across. But these are things that are supposed to be happening. Create skills so that these people can have skills. They don't only live on farming. What if there's excessive rains and they don't have enough yields from the farms they make? How do they live? Right? At least if they can have opportunities to have skills, additional skills, so that it can help them cater to themselves, to keep living. But now you can't do anything. You don't even know. There's no alternative. So the little farm you're supposed to make or you're able to make, there's no alternative. At least if people had alternatives to this farming thing. Yes, we can farm. Everybody, especially in rural Liberia, we know that a lot of them live on farming. But there should be alternative. Skills training. I think the government needs to do a lot. You have a lot to do. Instead of all this, just talking about what your plans are, what you're doing well, you're building roads. But people, it should be shown in the lives of the people you govern. But every day, you listen, the health sector is challenged. There's this problem and another problem. In the health sector, people using torch lights to deliver pregnant women. You listen to people, children, parents of children complaining they cannot send their children to school because they cannot afford to send their children to school. You listen to schools complaining there's no capacity for the schools they have. There's no chair, there's no light. A lot of challenges. It should be reflected. All of the works you claim to do should be reflected in the lives of the people you govern. So you can be claiming to be doing very well, and then people don't want to have kids anymore. So if it is getting to a point where people do not want to have kids only because of the harsh living conditions, then you know how much people are suffering. Then you grade yourself and know how much you're doing or how well you're doing it. So we open the phone lines and just talk briefly about what you think. What are other ways you think maybe the government can address this thing? Because this is an issue that is not new. It is not new. So the government has a task to perform, and it's high time that you focus on rural Liberia. 8 out of 10 Liberians in rural areas live in poverty. Is that concerning? While 3 out of 10 lives in poverty in urban areas. So you know how much the people there are suffering. 8 out of 10 is not a joke. So we have calls coming in already. We'll take your calls. 0777 700 995, 0555 995 995 are the numbers to call and be a part. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Miss Morning. This is Level from Johnny from Lagunda.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that decided to call Alan on this program because of the sensitivity of this discussion.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to the issue we put on yesterday, even though we can talk about poverty, but in this case yesterday I reported there is a much investigation to be done because the woman herself, she acted wicked. According to the interview yesterday, we played that clip on, we found out that they asked the lady, was she not sponsored by her man, the person who gave her the pregnancy? And she said to the person that of no time she said hunger. It was not about hunger, but it was about the loss of mother and her father. So she's thinking as her age to come start taking responsibility. But the matter of the fact
but it all boils down to responsibility, my dear. If that girl had access to, a better living condition, had the opportunity to have a better life, do you think she was going to kill that child? It all boils down to the living condition, the status of it.
I will not deny issue of poverty, but what I'm saying here is that the lady, what she did, what she shared on, the lady also had boyfriend and she was staying with the mother-in-law and she praised them. Just play that whole recording. If you play the whole recording, you get that part where the reporter started. So it means that she has another motive also. Let more investigation be done. If the poverty material, but she has someone that impregnated her. The person did not receive and she said of no time. She was eating or she slept with hunger or she was not receiving what she's supposed to receive. But what prompted to that action is yet to be discovered. So I think we got to definitely also that everybody will be informed more. But I listened to the interview yesterday with the caller online. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. 777 700 995 0555 995 995 are the numbers to call and be a part of the program. Let's take this caller here. Good morning, you're live.
Thank you, Fatu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Kumar and I call you from Abegail. Fatu, let me first of all appreciate you for your conversation. Well, Fatu, let me say something, right?
Yeah.
You can help us a female. You know that you don't have anybody to take up for you for your child. Then you went and have a wanted pregnancy, right? Then Fatu, you want to blame the government for somebody who is better a child. How much human being is going to play that child and let it?
Hello? So,
people's home, right? We don't know when you see people go into people's home and tell them how many child you should have. Every day, the Ministry of Health telling people there is what prevention. Right? It's planning. Right? If you know you want to have uncontrollable sex, right? You can have your prevention. They have 5 years. They have the 3 months. They have that, right? But you decide not to take any of those. Right? The government is striving in terms of development.
Yeah.
You get me right? I'm a motorbike. I'm calling and I say, I'm riding a motorbike. I'm riding motorbike from Fatu. It's going to level of good connectivity. I say, now you can't decide. And I tell my people, I can't decide my two. You see, this year now, running from moving here to go to Fatu. And the last year, we never saw that the government is trying to do the interest. And we say the government will go to somebody, we will get better. You may, then you say the government will go. No, but you should not encourage that in this country. You should not encourage that. Right? You get your dollar, let somebody take it and take it away. You should not hold government responsible for anything. Government is not responsible for that. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. So, I don't know, it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that citizens have better lives. No. I'm sorry you don't, sir. I'm taking another caller. I'm just making something clear. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the citizens live a better life. So if you say, okay, because people can be passing around, sometimes the food you eat, it causes you to get sick. Because you got sick, it's not the responsibility of the government business, not that, no. So the government should provide up-to-date health care, a health sector that will cater to you based on the food you eat. And sometimes the food you eat, it depends on your status, depends on what you can afford. So a lot of people eat gari. Take for instance, a lot of people eat gari. I'm not saying it's a poor food, but a lot of people eat gari most of the times only because maybe there's no food and the person is hungry. And most of the times this thing of excessive gari, you know what excessive gari does? Eating gari over and over and over and over. Do you think people have choice? Do you think people have choice? If you think that lady had a choice, had an alternative, or had a means to live a better life, you think you are going to dump the child? We're looking at the effects of the bad governance. Yeah, there are issues, and the government has its own challenges, and that is what people will say. The government has its own challenges, but it is the responsibility. It cannot be done at once, and it's a process. It takes time. But we need to talk about it. It does not mean you should sit and keep quiet and think that, it's not the government responsibility. The woman go and injure herself. No, that is not the issue. The lady is poor. The lady is poor. So if you say, the government, not the government business. So I mean, if you go and eat something and maybe get sick, if people had money, or anybody who has money, they would choose to eat something better, to live somewhere better, and to do something better. We all know that this is not something to explain to anybody, and this is not something about defense. It is the responsibility of the government to make sure that the citizens live proper and better lives. So nothing about, she did that, she did this. It's not an excuse, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Isaac from Cinco.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm concerned about a young man. Where is he? For boyfriend.
But so this is the thing. This is why this is a big issue. So now the young man does not even have the money to even cater to this girl.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that he doesn't have the money.
Yeah.
But all this is happening he also facilitated the crime.
Of course, I'm seeing a crime. I'm actually not talking about the crime, but I'm talking about the living condition of people. What's the cause? There are just reasons for everything. Why would a 20-year-old woman want to kill her child? Why would somebody want to? And the woman is citing harsh living condition. So I'm talking about the living condition. How can this thing be addressed? Because if it is not worked on, you will have people not wanting to have kids only because they cannot afford.
That's the reason I'm calling for a young man. The police, the new contact a young man, they're having investigated. Because you can't send the child, and you find the child, no support. You have yourself and the child so far. Those one of the things the women are being investigated also. They didn't know what they're going through down the premises.
Yeah.
So she very wild after giving birth, she doesn't want to go through a return condition.
Yeah.
And that's not going to do the whole kid the child also. But a young man, he should be the process of that. Well, if I see that anything going to happen, where they get through, where the too much is going through, and then introducing the woman. So the police will contact that young man and investigate it. So he himself to do it.
Okay, thank you. You're talking about the commission of the crime, but I'm talking about what led to that lady. Good morning.
My name is Barnabas Ware. I call from Central Monrovia.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking to the ladies' issue, I think logically and technically there was no crime committed as I see it, because these are some of the people we are right now dealing with. Even the issue with the sex workers, what people call prostitution. There are issues and there are conditions, as you are already saying, why they were committed. Somebody was contributing and talked about the young men involved. So the issue is we need to find some sort of program with a holistic approach to address these issues. People just come into so the issue of the females. There are lots of things that they go through that people do not understand. So the first thing is that lady should have been de-traumatized. She need to be counseled. She need to be taken care of, and the rest of that. So there is no issue of police. There is nothing that has to do with police. The crime is just there as crime, but it's not a real crime. All right? So some of these things, sometimes, these are some of the reasons why people go and hang themselves. People go and, create suicide and the rest of it. So from my standpoint, I think that woman, that young lady needs some kind of a help, and just forget about crime and police and the rest of that. Crimes have to do with intentions. Hello?
I'm getting you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the issue of gender awareness, I went to the Ministry of Gender the other day. I saw lots of women sitting there with children and the rest of that. No hope for them, and nothing had come. This morning I listened to your news. Somebody was talking about single women support.
Yeah.
So they boil down to the Ministry of Gender. All right. Institution program, because it also boils down to we the fathers. Do you know that my girl was around 13 to 12? I started to tell her about sex business and the issue of her receiving her time and the rest of that. Fortunately, yes, the fathers are some of the causes of these things. We do not open to the female or our girls' children to tell them the way forward. Okay, we shy away from it, and the mothers alone cannot do that. So most often we just come to the talking about it and just leaving it like with the ladies. All right. Today I'll be a proud father because my girl will be graduating for very soon for nursing school.
Okay, so, congratulations, proud father.
Yes. So let's leave the crime out of it. Honestly, if you ask me, Barnabas Place, there is no crime.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
thank you.
There's no crime.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Fatu.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Steve Matesita. I'm calling for the oral community.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the discussion. I think it is good, it is prudent, it is fair for all of us. But what I think most of us scholars are missing out is that the emphasis is placed on the tape or the recording you play from Maryland County. The issue being discussed is not about the woman, it is about people suffering in the country. And what can the government do to alleviate poverty? issue. In our opinion, there is a need for the government to do everything possible to alleviate poverty. Look at the report you are just reading. That report is so disgusting.
Yeah.
That out of 10 persons in the urban area, you have 12 persons living out of poverty.
And so one thing, the World Poverty Clock is now showing that 86% of poverty is in rural areas. So poverty in rural Liberia has increased to 86%.
Imagine that.
Yes, and now in urban area is 14%.
You see that? So that is the issue. What can the government do so as to alleviate poverty? So the issue about the thing you play was just a case study to see how people react whenever they are in dining. So that should not be the discussion. The discussion should be, what are we doing now to alleviate poverty? Look at our country. We praise ourselves that we are doing well on a daily basis when that person has no effect on the livelihood of the people. So people who are in power, who are in authority must start listening. When these reports are coming out, it's very grating, it's disgusting, and we need to rethink our thoughts so that we have means of alleviating poverty to some level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Fatu.
Let's hear you.
I'm A. Evans Guru calling from Oakland. For this discussion, thank you for it. But I don't see why more that girl was standing on to go and destroy everybody. Because the first thing is the thing you are suffering. Excuse for expression. Before you have sex, you have to go and eat. As you got food. One. Secondly, that girl is very wicked. She couldn't just take a child, go get a child to the community and tell the person, oh, I don't want to say that. There are people looking for children. Three, if you think you really sorry, there are people that even suffering more than you. So why can't you take? She's very wicked. Let me be broke. Why is she not to the pregnancy? So she's because she don't want her to die.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So we shouldn't put it here around because people are very suffering, all this war, all that war. Okay. We should not give people credit for wickedness.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, that's your opinion. Let's hear from this caller here. Oops, the person has left. Good morning.
Good morning, Fatu.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, Fatu, there's a follow Sabu Rata. Phone in from point 4 to be exact this hour.
Sabu Raza, go ahead.
You know, Fatu, the caller who just left the line is very wicked. That guy is not wicked. The caller who just left the line is wicked. No, Fatu, let me see.
So it's okay now.
Yeah, that's what let me see what's in the play. As a student of government, a government is a system, is a group of organized people. A government is a system or a group of organized people. You got there are systems, there are measures you need to put in place for your people. And this government promised us, this government will put that in upon the arrest agenda. And in the arrest agenda, the government said they stand for agriculture. Why people will tell you they say they get wicked, they get wicked. Why are the farmers that today when the government producing food are going to eat in their own country? But today the living condition of our people is very deplorable and embarrassing. Then to the man will take food and call and say, oh, the guy is very wicked. They try to protect the government because the government getting too bad for her, or maybe they give you a scratch.
So it's okay now. It's okay. You. Well, you can't be telling me, give me chance, what happened?
No, but what is another thing ahead? The people will come in the face of government. One government, at least, they are private government to government to the nation. Oh, the guy is wicked, the guy is wicked. No, that's not wicked. But the government comments on there are a lot of things the government said to us. But we they were put there and go. Why do this man come and say the guy is wicked? Our people are suffering, they are dying.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, why the act committee is wrong? I'm not defending the act committee, like seriously, but we look at the causes of certain things. What was the cause of that? Trust me, I'm not sure if that girl had a better life, she would have thought of even doing what she did. And that is the fact. Anybody who thinks she's wicked is fine. That's your opinion, right? But trust me, if that girl had a better life, she wouldn't have done that. Nobody, I can't say nobody, but that is just what I believe. That girl would not have done that if she had a better life. So it's whose responsibility to ensure that she has a better life. Yes, why some of it rests on her, but it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the people have a better life. Good morning. I have this caller and my phones are ringing. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Fatu Kamara.
Yeah, let's hear you. What's your name? Okay, Emmett, go ahead.
You know, I'm sitting watching you and imagine different things from mine, right?
Okay.
The first thing I would say, she's suffering from mental illness. Today, in Nigeria, after things have been difficult, we have been living a very things are high. But I to look at a child, and bury a child, I mean, she's suffering from mental illness. I would describe it. Lofa is high, every country is high, but you can manage your way out. But in this time, I will tell you, my sister, my older sister rescued 3 children, last time, in Guinea.
Yeah.
The other day they were dying, she said the boyfriend was unserious, so take care of my child, she's whole life child. The other day girl, as she was small, I think 25 years, she told me the story. She took that child from the little child and killed the child.
Okay.
11 children are now living with my sister after the war. The land war that pushed into Guinea. So in the fight, even you tie with a child, you don't have any capacity to keep the child. People are there to rescue children, can help you hold a child.
Okay.
It's a beautiful thing, and there are more things to do in that country that can make you survive. So to kill the child, it just like I would describe it lack of poverty, but she lacks she has some mental illness. That's how I would describe it. This is when government had to come in to divide food for every country, every home, and every district. It's not possible.
Okay.
And it's not possible for us. That will not work for us. We have to make a way out. Our inner country are set on black to go to school. We put the plan over the bricks, and we set on it to learn. Today we are out. We are out, and there are more things we do in the country to help that country. Individually, organization we have come in that area. We are building in my village. Organization. We're building schools. Schools are moving. Schools are free. They have to real area for tobacco building of schools in our country. In every country now in the world. So once we now help you now go to pro for assistance that people will like that class will never be born in a house alone. People will go there to help us.
All right, thank you.
We're having more welfare happening in that area.
All right, okay, so yeah, we cannot keep you on the line for 2 minutes. Good morning.
And good morning to the Liberian people.
Right.
My name is Happy, man. I'm calling from Togo.
Yes, go ahead.
So far, thank you for the topic on the discussion this morning. But for me, I got different view because I wanted to witness to my friend.
Okay.
Because, yeah, they girl, she my friend, the guy running to get in Banonze. But in the day, she told the guy that she was pregnant. In the day, she found a guy that was working with the bank. And the guy had a car. And then the guy said, well, ain't you pregnant for me? And what you doing there? Said, pregnant for you. It's for the man. So even now, the man left for 2, she want to come out to the man. So sometimes we have to look at the way they get it at you. We have to really look at it too. I only want to advise her is that anything is still $4,000. That is fair for what that she will not kill the child. It's not really what she get kind of ready. She said anything to survive with her child because she bear 9 more people. But sometimes they can happen for themselves. They find somebody that wants them, when the other boyfriend, maybe they will say, yes, but they may do it better. And then when the man switch the other side, they make it ugly to say, and thank you for the show, Mama.
Okay, you're welcome. So, you the callers are interesting this morning. Good morning, caller.
Fatu, good morning.
Good morning.
Fatu, thank you for the show. James Yakwe from Tuwasu. Fatu,
yeah.
Thank you for the story. But most of the things we don't want to be buying, setting on the thing that poverty. Poverty being in the world, and poverty will always be in the world.
Okay.
So even if you eating Gary, that is what should motivate you to be doing something you do. People don't know born children or born a child that a made of our own responsibility. So because you eat poverty, you go on, then you take the person you want, take that child life away.
No, but it's not only because somebody in poverty, so they can't born. You can be in poverty and have your kids, right? But the way we think differently. You have a problem. Like somebody said, I learned in a workshop. We need to put ourselves in other people's shoes, and then we will understand what's really happening. And to put yourself in somebody's shoe, you need to understand, the problem. Now, you're a different person. Maybe at your level, you can think you're very wise. You can think to say, okay, I can do something else. I can go and beg somebody else. But do you think your IQ, the way you think is compared to other people? No, it is not like that. We all are different. The way we think are different. The way we analyze situations, will be different. So
I beg you. I know what you're saying, but Fatu, even myself, I will understanding the level of my parents, and when doing any decision, I should be what in making that decision. Like example, someone send me, mama send me to school, my papa send me to school, say from ABC all the way to 12th grade. At the end, I put myself into drugs, activity. I say, that man was too smart. I was smart in school, but say I'm not in smart making decisions for my own self. One more you born your own child, what you mean, and your parents were just that when they have you and they take care of you. So why not you take care of your own? You say no because of poverty, so let him go. The child. And apart from that, if that child becomes someone tomorrow, will she have that?
You are thinking like that. You are thinking like that, but you don't know what her thoughts were. Maybe she thought, okay, this child, if the child lives, they will suffer even more. You're not even going to have it to eat. That's just different ways we think. But what is the reason? What is the reason? What is the cause of this thing? This is what we're looking at. She gave a reason, and she said the reason is because of the harsh living condition. Now, how do we address this cause so that this is not something we continue to see, we continue to experience in the country? This is what we're talking about. And if you say the person, okay, because this person, they poor, why they go and do this, why they go and do that? So, okay, because you poor, you cannot do anything anymore in the country. No, this is not what we're talking. Let's address the cause of the issue.
Fatu, I beg you. Let me make the last point. But Fatu, even though there's no reason doing any wicked thing, you don't have no reason. You cannot justify because of poverty or anything when you're doing harm to human beings. There's no justification, especially to take life away. There's no justification. I can't be hungry. I say because I'm hungry, so I want kids, so I want it. I can't tell the person food. No. So you born a child, so that doesn't because you eat poverty, so you let him kill the person. So why you do not kill other people who get money because you eat so she can get the same money? Then we mean that someone else get their own attitude. Sometimes men be putting behind a woman. She start taking that man to be funny person, and then she follow with it. Even when men struggle in the car on your way as a woman, you struggle with that person in a cold water in the morning. You go say cold water. You can't say you want me like get everything at the end. That man, you know what thing that man telling you. Then later, that's how you can air auto. And my own sister from Lofa Candy, we can just say because she from Lofa, but I cannot.
Lofa men kidding, right?
No, now Lofa make it. That is what we want. We want to tell people if someone that it doesn't mean that Lofa Candy person kill it. If that Lofa Candy we want to, we don't want to justify.
But you saying you from Lofa, and you dealing with her like that, saying she was not serious about one man, she turn one man down. Okay, thank you. We can just take another call. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Thank you very much for the program. I will tell you what the time before.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been ready to call. Ready. Because it sounds so funny and people come on the radio
for Zimbabwe, they say, oh, everything hard, people dying. What Fatu? For the last 1 year, which are the company where the company less and people shopping anything? Which are the civil servants are working in government? How much of respect? Since 2006, actually, is a question. I think 50-60. Don't come now, somebody will tell me, say, you shopping. But sometimes I want young movies, so what are the people like you prepare yourself. And I think that the boy will say what's more depending on this. But you take the challenge, that me about you in my story. I'm a farmer, I go to school, I'll make me fine, Boni country. I think the visit my child, yeah, prepare, let me tell you, that's what you see. But how you bet me, I cover myself as I call them yesterday. I get a thousand people, but I do my children, they get fine. I suppose my children, I think my water now, will see my teeth, they're getting me off. That was dead on the street. So I came out because our people now, I just moving on myself, once I started taking job. No, but you know, I'm going to demonstrate again, if I'm I get people, I get family, I can't establish myself. I was just, man, you get to get 2 folk correct, young girl. Then you say, oh, you saw me, what? Come to the street here. Come, Mama, how many young girl on our street, water. You couldn't know what about doing. There's a water, did it? What been doing?
Who drinking water in Lofa?
Yeah, but you cover it, but people in Lofa.
Yeah, there are people, but we're looking at as compared to Morovia here.
Fatu, my the fear women, the most do thing up. The nigga copy farm. The people go over myself. What I'm speaking to you. The women stronger than the men in our place. The women make over every single time we want to, and the beautiful gas fee or too far. You want to do one play. I want every job. You know, government will take care of all. But you too young, we want to tell that you are going to do everything for you. You're doing your leader for you. And we go for it. You improve your life. Government can government to improve the economy. Government improve the economy for us. That thing gets better. But myself, come back to every day. Every time I call my home, you know, oh, I don't get it. I don't want people, man. If there's a need be, I'll get cover as well. I'm going to take it to the village of lecture. I'm going to send the children to school. You know, I'm asking my to send my children to school.
Okay, thank you. Now you get to all the. Good morning. We have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Ma Fatu.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
I'm a mother because you know my mother phone me Fatu Kamara.
Okay.
Yes, Ma, let me come to you.
Okay.
You know, we cannot get existing. Even now, New Georgia OFI, similar thing happen there. The girl who have baby in the cartoon, and you could know that the Western family, and lastly, they found out that Western family, I don't get one call it any on video. The girl man enjoyment and putting your baby in the cartoon, you could see the powder, bathing soap, baby clothes, the whole big cartoon of food and lay the baby over it.
Okay.
You know, equally so, we may probably agree with you, but I don't want us to spoil our children. And I don't want us to encourage politicians to get another route to him on. Let me just tell you, man. Some of the children, they just want short call in life. They don't want to suffer to do anything. And there's so many people been saying it. The greatest thing God share with everyone other wisdom. Even government is there and you have your own domestic fear for your own care. Okay? The first thing should come to your mind, if I love to this man, will he able to take care of me? If my family will be satisfied? But the first thing, even if the man not taking care of you or some kind of condition may have found, the man is breaking down. I mean, that man have parents, and you say you have parents. I mean, the parent will take care. Myself talking with you now, I have my granddaughter with me because I saw the boyfriend will not care for my daughter. Okay? But if you just dump all that to go kill a child, for God's sake, we should not, to me, Mama, I don't want to encourage the kind of thing because you will see so many of them.
This is not, like I said, if you listen, this is not an excuse or a justification for killing a child. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what's the cause of these things? How do we address the cause? You listen to her talk about the harsh living condition and that she will not be able to cater to this child if, it lives. So this is why she think that this is the best way out, right? You can think very well, like you said, God gave everybody wisdom, but everybody not wise equally. Your wisdom is not compared to somebody else's wisdom. You can think very well, but there's somebody who can think better, or you can think better than somebody. This is what I'm explaining.
Here is the thing. Here is the thing. But you can even call criminal right-handed. They will say, "Nami," and the justification she's giving now, she's only giving it to back herself. Mafatu. She's only giving it to back herself. But sometimes you find out deeply she has wealthy family. You see? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So the other, stories behind it, I mean, I don't know about it, so I'm not going to speak about it, about how she having a wealthy family. I'm not aware of that. I'm just saying this is not something strange. I'm saying it as it relates to the data, to the report, that 86%, poverty has increased in rural Liberia up to 86%. While it has dropped in urban area by 14%. And you know that if you are analyzing that, you know how much the people there are suffering. If you understand that, you know that something is wrong somewhere. So if somebody is saying because of the harsh living condition, there's already, a report showing that this is what's happening there. And then the real witness, this is like a witness to some of the things happening. And like I said, it's not only her. Like I said, I've done a few other stories about rural Liberia, and I work with a lot of colleagues who do stories from rural Liberia, and it's something that is evident. It's something that is evident. How do we address this? We address this by calling on the government to ensure that there are opportunities, there are other ways, so that these people who only depend on farming can have an alternative while their products, what they've planted are growing. Their farms, are still in the process of before being harvested. What they can do in between there to ensure that they keep living until the time is ready for harvesting, what they keep doing. There are alternatives for other than farming. There are other ways that they can make a living. Skills training are some of the ways. How does the government solve this problem? It is the responsibility of a government to ensure that the people have better lives. And this is not something to argue about. This is not something to argue about. It is the responsibility. Yes, the crime committed is not something to justify. It's not something to say, okay, she did the right thing. I'm not saying she did the right thing. But what was the cause of what happened is what I'm looking at. And I appreciate your opinions. We can differ. It's a good thing that we differ. You say what you think. She's a wicked person, and I appreciate how you analyze or what you say about what I'm saying. But I'm looking at the cause of the situation, backed by the report from the World Bank, backed by the statistics of the World Poverty Clock. Right? 0777 700 995 0555 995 995. Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, Fatu?
Yes.
This is Poma, and I call you from Ancestry Sinker.
Okay.
Yeah, as it relates to the issue on discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can see the facts and they want to play politics with it. Fatu, just take a careful observation. Mm-hmm. I know you listen, I know you can play CNN and play other international media.
Yeah.
How many people you see die in the Mediterranean Sea every day because of 440. You will see 50 persons just go today and they die in the sea. They are escaping poverty from their country. The next day, another 50 persons will go. You think those are calling and say, oh, they get wicked, to kill us. You know how many persons die in the sea every day because they are escaping poverty from their country?
Even this trafficking thing, you see a lot of people traveling, going out of country for,
somebody
to search for better.
Somebody will take their daughter Fatu, they will take their child and give it. You will see your 15-year-old girl child living in the world Fatu because of poverty. 150-year-old man can, he say go to the man, or the man can go to the man, and because of poverty, you think if you let you go less, you will look at a 15-year-old girl child, and you gain that to 150-year-old man. You know morally it's not right, but you're doing it. But because of poverty, people die in the sea, you go on see it and listen, don't watch television. In fact, how many people can afford to go on your show? How many people in the road now can afford to go on your show? The people say, out of 10% in the road, or 8% is living in poverty. People will ask you because for Unity Party and for CDC. Some people are putting politics into it. You see the reality. We are even living more factory when I'm working. Just ask how many people can call you a day for competition to ask for assistance. Every day your phone ringing, people calling you. Today I'm not you. Today I'm not you. People man dogs to the hospital. No medicine. People play politics out of it. Go up into your factory. For me, I hear from the southeastern region. Go up into your go to those villages to see people sitting down. Just as you were saying, climate change is affecting their crops. They come, you're supposed to be brushing your farm when you see that this morning the sun will start to go my farm. In fact, that time you're expecting the sun will shine, the rain is falling. People suffering. But when you put it on the rain report, our brother for up here, when you go to get afford to put 1 or 2 cents in a food, it's a lie. You can't blame government.
It's okay.
You can't blame, yesterday you could blame government, but today you can't blame government.
It's okay.
Thank you for the show, Fatu. Thank you.
Thank you. So I've listened to some victims of human trafficking talk about even though they were being trafficked, but they thought it's better to stay there and do what they're doing, and the life there is better than being in their own country and struggling. There are just different ways people think based on their experience of life. There are different ways people think, and like I said, I acknowledge your opinions about this issue, but is it not evident that people are suffering, that people are really poor in rural Liberia? Is it not evident? Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Thanks for the show, and this is Arthur. My name is Arthur Waweli.
Okay,
I'm the country representative of the PLO Lumumba Foundation in Liberia.
Okay.
Yes, Fatu, the African story is a long story. And sometimes we try to explain about this story. When we politicize it, we encourage what our people who design, because we are poor in this country, and not by our choice, it is by design. If you look at even the educational system we have in this country, Fatu, how can you have an educational system that is not training people to find solutions to the problems, but it is just all about reading and writing? People do not analyze. They do not. Look, so the problem is fundamental to the foundation of where we are. So when we try to look at this, we try to blame the girls, we try to blame the government, we try to blame everybody. We must try to look at the entire system, and the government will be in the middle of that. Because if you look at other countries, for example, what we're doing, we're praising the Traoré today. It is just one man. He has taken charge. He goes to places and alleviate poverty in the twinkle of an eye. We have in our country the legislature, the executive, and that of the judiciary. They have decided to do positive actions just from the educational system. We can be able to start to compensate. For example, high school students having their own farm, high in the rural community, having their own animal area where they raise cattle and they sell on the market. Teaching them how to solve the problem. So if we don't find solutions to these national problems holistically, but we have to mesmerize it and only focus on we're building more roads than the other government, building the other one, and forget about the human development for doing thing for the long haul. And I think we as a people, we must now sit and look at ourselves and try to solve some of the problem collectively. Thanks very much for the show today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Yeah. Sis Fatu, how you doing?
I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, thank God. Okay, my name is Michael Dix. I'm calling from NFE.
Okay, Michael.
Yes. Thank you for your discussion. You know, it's a lesson. You really taught us a lot. But let me say this. There are people of that gay age group, 20 years old. She's very young enough that she can do anything to survive or to take care of that little child. And she tried taking away the life of that innocent child. People can be comfortable. All I'm talking to you, I am a visually impaired man.
Okay.
I live in Monrovia here with my wife because I just got married. They're going to January. I live in Monrovia with 4 children. I take care of all of them are in school as a visually impaired. So there is nothing that girl can do to be able to take care of that little child and herself. More besides, 20 years old, what you really want to do in life, or what you think you can't want to do, your part, your body parts, everything is correct on you that you can't do to maintain yourself and that child. Or if you can't do that, why not can give the child out to somebody else that would to take care of it and make that child to be there instead of educating the child?
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing for me.
Thank
It's
you.
so disheartening to hear such a terrible news that day. We thank God for that little child that he was not taking. We just give God a praise for that child, but for her, she deserves any punishment that comment deserve to give her.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's quiz this one here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Super. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah, this is Jerry Plato calling from Bujo Island. Thank you for your topic on the discussion.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of people analyze it the way they feel they will analyze it. If that lady wanted to get I wicked, I don't think that child would be alive. She would have killed it and go bury it by herself. But she thought it was that if I get placed the child here, he or she might be crying, somebody else would come and see and then take them. That was the exact idea used, and that was what happened.
Okay.
Today, they were able to discover that somebody or a baby were in that place. That woman was not in her right mind doing that. Sometimes we hear other people talking about family planning, all those kind of things. To go in a rural area and start talking about family planning, there are costs attached to it. They may not be able to fit in that cost. Or guy will go and join behind a young girl or a lady, talk to them nicely that we will do this, we will do this, we will do this. After placing them in a condition and then leave them alone. When they leave them alone, they have no alternatives. You know what you went through that 9-month period. In the village, people mug her, people talk to her, people are not wanting to extend to her food. She went through all that, born in a child again, to go through it for 2 or 3 years. She was looking at all those things. I believe in my mind that was what caused her to go and do that. And her intention was never to kill the child. If she wanted to do that, nobody was there to stop her. She would have killed that child. But our government in the past and today, they are the cause of our problem. If they were putting mechanism into place, I don't think we would have been talking about all these things. But our government had to see reason to seek our welfare. So that lady was not, people should not be referring to her wicked. No. She's not a wicked person. She went through something and she was looking at what again to go through. So that was the reason why she did that. Thank you for affording me the time.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Fatu.
Good morning. Go ahead. What's your name?
So this is Chairman. I want to call Yanis. Fatu, what I want to say pertaining to the lady is that we will not go nowhere. We always think that way by primitive way. What happened here is that because somebody suffer the whole wood to go to school, to guide for school, so another person that will come after also should do the same thing. So we now improve it. Look at the percentage of poverty in the area. Are you not thinking about that? What we can do? That girl, she didn't need to pay that child. She wanted attention. That's what she wanted. She wanted to clean people's attention. That girl stayed there. I believe she stayed more than 15 minutes. How long to pay baby? So we will not change. We will not go nowhere. I hear people comparing themselves with those days, what they did, and that they want. The idea is the child are coming up. That different circle we in. That what may you verse cannot make other person verse.
Yeah.
What may you shame cannot make other person shame.
No.
So that the way other people approach their things. So because you feel that you can hold water to sell water, that child that coming out to should also hold the same water. When we will go somewhere? Yesterday we won United Nations seat. And we still want for us to be there in Asian days. It's not the way to do. There's something that causes that girl to do so. Let's see the root cause. That's why we should target. We will not say because it happened. Are they not considering the percentage now that is increasing the poverty? What we can do to target that so that this thing cannot happen again and again.
Okay.
That's what we need to do. So I don't know how we can do things in Liberia, how we can say things. People make mistakes to build on that mistake and improve on it so that this thing cannot happen again. Let's talk about I heard somebody talking about working at a company that was here, the company go. Yes, company was not here. But maybe how the person was managing at the time, the percentage was not increasing. Let's find a way to. The company knew how to go, but there are people who maybe they were using the money right here and giving it to other people to turn around. So how it can happen and low percentage can remain the way it's supposed to be, lower percentage. That's what we should know. We think about the child, they don't want to do anything. 20-year-old, they're young, they're supposed to do this one, they're not doing it. How possible can that child do something when they're not getting means of doing it? Are you not thinking about that? Thank you, Fatu.
Thank you so much. We our guest turned us down, so we will do this up to 8:45 and take a break. When we come back, we open the phone lines so that you can talk to the president, as Clarence Jackson, can always do here. We open the phone lines. You talk to the president and bring to his attention some of the important issues you think that needs to be brought to light. So we'll take your calls up to 8:45. We talk about this issue up to 8:45, and then we take a break. And when we come back, you talk to the president. What are the issues around your, in your communities around you that you see that needs to be highlighted? We talk about it, and then we call it a day. So let's take this call. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Fatu Kamara. This is Minister Jimmy Williams from Johnsonville. I want to take an exception to what most of the callers have said. I agree that government should have the ability to improve life of its citizens.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, even the Bible that we preach, the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, fornication." So all of those things is against God's will. She was not even married. She went and even had a pregnancy, and God sustained her.
Forget about marriage.
For 9 months.
She went through it for 9 months. God sustained her. She ate. She never went through it without eating because a pregnant woman going through pregnancy for 9 months, you must know God was there for her. So delivering, breaking forth the child, and then dumping her in the dumpsite or in the swamp, that is because of how she is doing somebody else, even your very self. Because if I know that I don't have the ability to take care of a child, I should avoid sexual activity because everything you do, every work you do, that she can pay. So the thing that she got through the work she did at night, it resulted to a child. So the best thing that she could have done is to seek help from other people around. It was not the best to go and throw the child out and all of that. And God will never give you something that He ain't God without taking care of. God give you the child, He will provide for that child. Even that child will be a blessing because of that child. Yes, then there was going to be a blessing for her that she even made, because if that child had a destiny, that somebody even in the community favor that child, and because of that child, she will begin to win breast, and she will begin to succeed because they will be taking care of the child at the same time, the blessing will be coming to her. So for you to even go and dump the child because of hardship or poverty for me, I think really upon them. Many people are supposed to be killing their children now because I think in the community where I live, some children that are not even in school, that are even having some few children to send them to school. Them parents are supposed to be killing their own children. And, mothers are supposed to be killing their father and all of that because there's no money, there's no food, there's no money to sustain them. So for me, I disagree for you to say, for people to say it's because of poverty in the country, then they get a right to kill the child. The sin that she committed, and she needs to confess, and she needs to ask God for forgiveness. Very much.
Thank you so much. So, I did a story recently. Was it a day or two ago? And it was also on the page of OKFM about how the cost of circumcision in Liberia has kept many boys' children from being circumcised. And if you look around, we discovered that the cost of circumcision now is between 10 and 30 USD. Private circumcision is between 10 and 30 USD. But you won't believe that a lot of Liberian mothers are not even able to afford the 10 USD or 20, depending on the person you're doing the work with or the person who's doing the procedure. Depending on the person, a lot of mothers are not even able to pay that money to circumcise their children, and because of that, they leave the children to grow up. And there's this organization they call the Thomas Bolivar Foundation that is helping to do free circumcision for boys, Liberian male children, free of charge. And the organization has circumcised more than 250 boys just in 9 months. But the thing is, imagine circumcision. So you'll see male children up to 20 years of age, up to 14 years of age, up to 10, 6, 5 years of age who are not circumcised, only because the mothers cannot afford to circumcise their children. They cannot afford to pay $10, $20, or $30. The video is on OKFM page, and the story was aired just a night before. Right? These are the things we're talking about. Imagine just for circumcision. These are the kind of things we're discussing. Things we see as just little things. I listened to the last one talking about, okay, you must not kill. You don't know God will provide. He does not give you a problem. He knows you can't handle. You're right. I wish you were there with her and explained all of those things you're explaining. But it's a different case totally when it's not in somebody's shoe. When it's in your shoe, when it's in somebody else's shoe, sometimes you have all the understanding of what's happening. But now when it has to do with somebody else's, shoes, then the problem comes because you don't know really what the person is going through. Like some people say, okay, she could be mentally ill. I'm not disputing that fact. Nobody knows what's really the problem. So we are all just guessing. Oh, she was not poor. She can afford. She's been eating. Her boyfriend is there. Your family could be rich. These are all, let's say, assumptions. We all really don't know what the actual issue is. And she's telling us it's because I really cannot afford. So imagine a parent who cannot afford $10 USD to circumcise their children, and that child grows up to 14, 15, 16, up to 20, up to 10 years of age. These are the things we're talking about. The impacts we're talking about. And we just talk it and just say it any way we feel like, because we don't really feel it. Sometimes, like I said, we put yourself in somebody else's shoe before you judge them. And then when you get to understand what really happened, and then you can judge them. There are people who cannot even afford to even eat on a daily basis. Sometimes people can't even get food to eat a day. Some people can't even eat a day. Some people's slippers were caught. They will have to tie that slipper and tie that slipper and tie that slipper with ropes. Like, I grew up in the interior. I grew up in rural Liberia. And I saw firsthand what we're talking about. This is not a justification, but I have seen people really suffering. I've seen that. So there are just other things we need to think about. What if she asked somebody to help and the person did not help? What if she's been seeking assistance from other people all through the pregnancy and she was not getting it? What are some of the things you think she really went through that caused her action, that resulted to this action? Or maybe she knew, okay, when I gave birth to this child, those who are depending on, I've had a case where the people I thought could mostly help turn their back, and there was no way out. So you just have to go. There are times you go through life all alone, and these are the things we talk about. The impact of poverty, of bad governance on the citizens. So you can call and justify and say she's wicked, she's this, she's that. Maybe you're not just in her shoes, but I have seen firsthand what people really go through. And it's evident that people are actually really suffering. I've done stories, I've gone to people and interviewed them, and you see, when you listen to them, sometimes I go out to do story and I forget that I'm a journalist. I only went to do my interview and come back and do my stories and report. I forget about everything, and sometimes you even become emotional when you listen to the stories from people, when they explain to you how they are living. But again, this is not a justification for committing a crime. But if we start to defend the government and say it is not their responsibility and that she can do something, you think people are not doing anything to survive? People are trying. These people are actually trying. Some of these people are trying. Trust me. You go, you see somebody here now split, somebody full split, everything. You see them, you know that they are working hard, but things are just so very hard. So why justify she should have thought twice and she knows that killing is bad? At some point, people don't think twice. You just think one way. So how do we solve the problem? That people don't continue to think one way and think that this is the only solution. When you have alternatives, you think two ways. You think 3, 4, 5, 6 ways. But when you get to the point there's no alternative, you will think one way. Let's take this caller here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is Mamo V. Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to just give my own take on the topic on the discussion.
Okay.
You see, to the people play jingles all around here, baby by choice and not baby by chance. It's what most of our sisters are not taking into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Before you bring child forth on this earth, know you having the child for. Know the families that person from in case things get tough on that person, there should be a family that come back to stay with you. But some of our sisters they take the street to be a dwelling place. Today you see them John, tomorrow you see them Flomo, the other day you see them Peter. They will be on that kind of life until the person have a child. But no specific person to take responsibility of the child. And they want to have a quick impact child bring you a quick impact project. You want to have a quick impact project.
One minute. Let's also look at some of the causes of these people getting into what you call these relationships around here. What's the cause? Some of them get it through rape. Some of them have to become breadwinners. They'll have to be in the street selling, and people take advantage of them. A lot of other things. Some of them see these relationships, early relationships, as the only way they can have something to eat or something on their tables. There are just different reasons why others do it for the pleasure of it, but some of them do it because of the condition.
But let me tell you something. The parents of some of the children,
mm-hmm.
they have so much love for the children and encourage the children to get in early man business. So at the end of the day, when the children go wild, you don't have control over them. You go find out with them 4, 5, 6 young girls with postmortem together and go to one room. That room, the only one that can sleep in that room are the one that mess in that night.
Okay.
The one out in the night station that walk in that room. The couple that will just get on the street and go in the night and come back in the next morning. When you get the money to cook, they eat the later the whole day, go back, Chinese dresses and trousers, they wear it for the next night. You can't continue to live your life this way. How much you can get money to go back to 20, 25 hours clothes to wear. I mean, you can do something with that $25 that you can multiply it.
Okay.
So I say I'm going Megan Street Hill. See the kind of lucky they planning, right? And then when they get a child, they don't want to remind the child. They want the child to be equal impact project. It can be.
Okay.
You have to put a life together.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's take this announcement coming in from the Winning Life Institute of Health Science, and it says that the Winning Life Institute of Health Science is the admission for 2025-2026 academic year is now in progress, and with affordable monthly tuition, $2,500 Liberian dollars. Entrance registration date June 9 to the 31st of June 2025. Entrance fees 1,000 Liberian dollars. First entrance date August 2, 2025. Second entrance Saturday, August 9, 2025. And information sheet are on sales for 200 Liberian dollars. And the institution is located on Front Street, Mount Zion Academy School building. It is the Winning Life Institute of Health Science. So for more information, you can call on 0770 289 490 0880 555 352 0770 290 that's 289 490 0880-555-352. Once again, the Winning Life Institute of Health Science announces 2025-2026 academic year is now in progress. So is a nurse assistant for 1 year 6 months course. Nurse assistant for 1 year 6 months. Affordable monthly tuition $2,500. Entrance registration date June 9 to July 31st, 2025. Entrance fees $1,000 Liberian dollars. First entrance date August 2, 2025. Second entrance Saturday, August 9, 2025. And information sheet is on sale, $200 Liberian, and is located on Front Street, Mount Zion Academy School Building. For more information, 0777, that's 0770-289-490. It's 0880-555-352 are the numbers. So we will take this break. When we come back, you will talk to the president. What are the issues around that you think needs to be brought to light? You'll talk about it, and we do that up to 9 o'clock. Our guest turn us down, so we'll run that up to 9 o'clock and then call this a day on the OK Morning Rush here on OK FM 99.5.
Hey, I came here to see my people, right? I didn't come.
Oops. Let's take this song by Fatu Givlo. Here. So the time is now 2 minutes past 9 o'clock. So we are going to open the phone lines. You just call and talk to the president. What's on your mind? What are the issues that you think need to be addressed? You know, that you think the government needs to work on. What are those issues on mind? So you call and just be saver and just go to and talk to the president. What are the issues you want to bring? What are the issues you want to bring to light? Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.